Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and oh hi everybody, what is going on? It is Gale right here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi video. And today we are going to be going over some brand new information about Danmachi Season 5, including an official release date. We have a lot of stuff to go over, including some theories and assumptions that can be made based on whatever they've revealed to us so far, and just generally on top of that, my expectations from Season 5 and my wants from Season 5. Of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more content, and let me know your guys' thoughts on all the information revealed today. Of course, I'm quite curious to see what you guys have to say down below as well in regards to Danmachi Season 5. Now, of course, you guys might be wondering, Gale, enough of the chitter chatter. When is Season 5 going to drop? Season 5 is officially dropping in 2024 at the end of this year in the fall season. So the season should start at around October, November-ish. More so than anything else, it's probably the beginning of October, the end of September. Most likely, that'll be the start date of the season. I'm not really surprised by this. I kind of expected a fall start, to be quite honest, a fall 2024, winter 2025. I would have much preferred a winter 2025 start, because of course that means more time has been put into the production of the series, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still coming out this fall, of course, and it's still a positive thing. A lot of people were actually suggesting, maybe it could start in the summer season or spring season. Too soon. They actually started production, at least from what I've heard and everything, around the time that they actually made the announcement in November, of course, November 2023. And of course, let's say they started October 2023. That would mean they've been only in production for about 3 to 6 months if they started in spring or summer. Doesn't make much sense, right? Doesn't make much sense. The fact that they've got a full year of production in their hands now, of course, starting in October of 2024, and when they made the announcement and started the production in 2023 of October, or October of 2023, I should say, I think it makes a lot of sense. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very glad that it is starting in the fall season. But more importantly, let's talk about the synopsis and the title that they've given in the tweet. So they posted this tweet out earlier on. Actually, before we carry on any further, I should mention that technically this all was supposed to be revealed at GA Fest, which is basically sort of like a convention effectively, and a festival for all publications under the GA Bunko title, right? Unfortunately, it had to be postponed due to a couple of other reasons. They haven't disclosed what those reasons are, but it had to be postponed to tomorrow. But of course, the Danmachi production team still wanted to give us this information, and there will still be a stage for Danmachi tomorrow. Probably, maybe we could see an official trailer drop tomorrow. Of course, I was expecting a trailer today alongside the official release date, but we didn't get a PV at all today. So there is a small chance it could either be tomorrow or at the end of this month at Anime Japan. Another thing that I think is going to happen at the stage for Danmachi is we could get information about the two new games, the console game and the newest gacha game, or potentially more information about the light novels. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm expecting something along those lines for tomorrow's stage, because it's still going through, which means that there is some good information still yet to come potentially. But let's go over the information that they've given us today. Danmachi Season 5 Goddess of Fertility Edition 2024 broadcast scheduled for fall. Now, I want to make a note of this. They're calling this the Goddess of Fertility Edition. Now, the last time they actually made it a sort of editions thing, basically, when it came to the Danmachi series as a whole, was actually in Danmachi Season 4, where it was split into two cours. Two cours. So, the first season, or the first half, was actually not given a subtitle, funnily enough. I don't think it was actually given a subtitle, but the second half was called the Deep Chapter Calamity Arc. So in my personal opinion, I think what this confirms in a way is that we are going to be getting two cours, which I am very, very glad about. I mean, this is something I've been wanting from the Danmachi series as a whole for so goddamn long. Like, season 2 should have been two cours, with the first half being the War Games arc, and the second half being the Ishtar Familia arc, or the Haruhime arc, or you could have called it hero arc or something like that. They could have named it something along those lines, and they could have still gotten a 2 core in season 2. Season 3, same thing. And then of course season 4, gladly finally we managed to get a 2 core season. So what that means is, if you guys don't know what a core is, and you might be wondering, Gale, you're saying these words that I don't understand. A core is basically effectively a 13 episode season, 11 to 13 episode season basically, and it takes place within one season as a whole. So for example, if Danmachi season 2 were to air right now in the spring season, when it starts in March, or when it starts at the end of March or early April, it would start then and end in June or July. That would be the run of the season, and that's one core. When you have 2 cores like Danmachi season 4, or like, say for example, another anime, like for example, I'm trying to think of another anime that was like that. F-Go's Babylonia anime was a 2 core season, and it went from one season into another season, and it was 2 seasons long effectively, if you get what I mean. So it starts in, like, say for example, March again, but it actually ends in October because it goes over both spring and summer seasons. Similarly, the season 4 of Danmachi was a 2 core season. However, it was split. It was a split 2 core season, which means that they did a 1 season. So it started in, let's say for example, again we'll take March as an example. I know it started in the summer season if I recall correctly, but it starts in March, let's say for example, at the end of March, beginning of April, ends in June. They take a break for 3 months to produce the next part of the anime, and then it starts again in October and carries forward from there. I think that's what they'll do again, like they did in Danmachi season 4, where it started in summer, took a break in fall, and restarted back in winter season. I think that's going to be what happens here as well. We'll start in the fall season, take a break in the winter season, and start again in the spring season. I think that's how it's going to work out, which I am okay with, to be quite honest. I'm more than fine with it. I think it gives them more time to develop the season as well, and especially with what happens in the season, trust me when I say this, they need the time. They need the time for sure. They need to cook, and I cannot wait to see what they end up cooking come the end of this year and the start of next year, of course, right? This is the story of the boy's journey and the girl's desire. Of course, we know that this story revolves around Seer and potentially Freya, based on, of course, the imagery shown to us in these posters, right? And of course, the end of that teaser trailer that we got, of course, as well, right? We can see Freya's picture in the 5 right there. Well, you know, we know Seer is playing a big role as well. And in fact, if we take a look at the tweets by the Danmachi Battle Chronicle team, or I say Battle Chronicle, from the Danmachi team themselves, they actually show us our first character visuals for Belle, Hestia, and Seer, which I'm kind of surprised about by Seer. We'll come back to this in a moment, by the way, this is amazing news, by the way, as well. But we get to see our first look at Seer, of course, in this beautiful dress. I wasn't actually expecting it, and you know, I mean, I know that we obviously had obviously having read the light novels, I knew she was wearing a different dress compared to normal, you know, not the Hostess of Fertility dress, but I think it is pretty darn nice that we're getting a new outfit for Seer. Can't wait to see it in Danmachi Battle Chronicle and stuff for sure, right? And this is basically a character introduction more so than anything else. It doesn't really give us much more information than what we already know of course, about Seer. You know, they talk about how she's the poster girl for the Hostess of Fertility, run by Mia, a former adventurer. She gives Belle a homemade bento every single day, and of course the taste is a little bit off because we know Seer while Seer is very beautiful and a very amazing woman, she is a very subpar cook, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. It's the thought that counts. Then of course we obviously have Hestia right here, who comes in to frame as well, which I am kind of surprised about, in all honesty. I was thinking that they would have probably given us Freya as a character visual, but yeah, she is wary of Freya, who seems to be trying to mess with her beloved Belle, of course, bringing that into frame as well. And then finally we obviously have Belle Crenel himself, which, by the way, I didn't even notice this when we had it in the light novel, because if you look at light novel 16, which is of course the light novel this is adapting, right, this Belle outfit is very similar. If you take a look at Winter's Magic Miracle Dan Mimo, and you look at the Belle in that arc. This Belle specifically. Do we have the Belle image here? Let me see. Seems like we don't. Let me see. Belle Crenell outfit. Hopefully we have it. Hopefully we have the outfit story for this one. There we go. Very similar outfit. Very similar outfit. I mean, you guys can tell. Obviously, some slight differences. Of course, this is checkered. It's not checkered here. But I think Omori must have taken some inspiration from that story. And it's quite ironic that he's taken inspiration from that story for Belle's outfit here. Because, of course, Belle is, you know, in that story, Belle and Seer had a daughter together. Adopted daughter, by the way. It's a very nice story. I highly recommend reading it, and it's basically them raising the kid a little bit together, and then of course them developing a sort of not necessarily a full-blown relationship, but getting closer and closer to one another, which was very nice. But yeah, very nice similarities there, I suppose, of course, right? Although he has grown as an adventurer, a boy who is still immature when it comes to love. What on earth is at the end of his hands? Okay, so yeah, pretty darn cool. I'm very excited to see what announcements will come tomorrow, but glad that we were able to actually get an official announcement as to when, you know, the series is going to be releasing. Of course, it's going to be very exciting, and I cannot wait to check it out and see what's in store for us, of course, in tomorrow's sort of thing that they're doing, the Danmachi stage thing that they're doing. Of course, I really hope that there's still more to come in terms of reveals and stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, this is of course some more news as well, that the Danmachi series has exceeded 17 million copies sold, which is really strong. Of course, this is something that I'm not really too shocked about. I think we hit like 15 million a couple of months ago, if I recall correctly. Danmachi copies sold. Let's see. I mean, Twitter should be able to help us out a little bit right here in terms of this as well. Not Infinite Combat. I know Infinite Combat was absolutely terrible. I know it was absolutely terrible there. Let's try putting in 15 million. Let's see. Is this 15 million? Was it 15 million? No, it doesn't seem like it. Danmachi copies sold light novel. Let's see. There should be an article there. 1.5. Sorry, it was 1.5. My bad. So it's 1.7 million copies sold. I don't know why I said 17 million. I thought the kanji said 17 million, but I think I might have messed it up there a little bit. Either way, 1.7 million copies have been sold, it seems like. As of September 2023, 19 volumes have been published, and the series has an estimated sale of over 1.5 million copies. So, of course, it seems like it's 1.7 million copies. That's my bad. Oh, yeah, it is the 1.7. I don't know why I thought it was 17 million. That's my bad. But either way, very nice achievement from the Danmachi franchise. I cannot wait to see where it goes from here, of course, right? Again, they're doing a really good job with the franchise now, right? In all honesty, I think this is where we're seeing them finally come into their own. It's taken them 10 years to do it, but it's nice to see them finally come into their own. You know, the manga runs are going well, it seems like. The anime is getting into its own stride now, especially with the, you know, 2 Cours thing. I think it's fantastic. The games are, well, Battle Chronicle may not be doing amazingly, but they're releasing new games, which is always a good thing, of course, right? Figures are releasing as well, so that will allow people to get more interested in that sort of, you know, in that mindset, of course, of being more of a collector in terms of figures and stuff, right? I'm hoping that TCG continues to blow up as well. You know, more Wise Short stuff would be amazing. And then just generally as well, I would love to see, of course, like I've been saying for a long time, you know, I'd love to see Sword Oratoria and the spin-offs also get their time to shine, because if you can make a good network of, you know, media and entertainment for this franchise, I think it can do a really good job. And I think that's the biggest problem. It's been let down globally, at least in my opinion, from that perspective. Especially the naming convention didn't really help it at all globally, in my opinion. But either way, that's a topic for another day and a topic for another discussion, of course. Today, it's all exciting news, of course. The fact that Danmachi Season 5 is going to be coming out at the end of this year. I'm very excited, and I cannot wait to start reacting to it. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.